All right, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. How you guys doing? Welcome in. This is our morning message. Got a lot of strong energy coming in. If you want to hear more about the Venus Cazimi or the Venus star, I'm going to put a little link here to the video I did last night, the For Whoever, really talking about the Venus star energy that's coming through for October 22nd. We're going to be feeling it for a couple of weeks. By the way, if you're wanting to understand how all of these transits impact you, I do have a class about learning more about your birth chart. And this week, I'm going to be doing a live class on Thursday so you can ask questions about this because, you know, I talk a lot about the transits, about what's happening in the sky, and it's really good to be able to understand your own chart and know how this might impact you. All right. So there's a link in the description box for the class. Check it out. A light grows brighter only by lighting another. Been seeing that a little bit. I'm going to push you back. There we go. Sorry. A light grows brighter only by lighting another. Polish your mirror for perfect clarity. You are at the divine Y point. No question about that. This has been showing up in a lot of readings. The Judgment card, right? It's a 33 card, which is about becoming a master teacher or accessing a master teacher. This week in our live on Thursday, I will be talking more about the archangels. I am going to create a little chart for you so you can understand how to work with each one of them. All right, the colors, the frequencies, the music, everything. I'll put that together for my group on Thursday, the live group, Pathfinders. All right, Pathfinders, you know who you are. And we will do our live on Thursday. Okay, let's see where we're going this morning. We are at that divine crossover. We have Mars going retrograde at the end of the month. We are entering the eclipse season. All right. I also did little videos about how the eclipse season will impact each of the signs. Those are in the shorts part of my channel. If you want to look at it, you got to look at shorts. It's a different part of the channel. Anyway, let's see where we go. 7 of Cups underneath. Lots of options. Queen of Wands. The Knight of Cups. 7 of Pentacles. Look at that. Very romantic. 2 of Pentacles. Oof, 10 of Swords right in the middle. Oh, God, that card keeps showing up. 7 of Wands. The 7s here are very spiritual. All right, the number 7 is very spiritual number. 2 of Cups. Fool, new path. Knight of Pentacles. We've got a couple of knights here. I almost feel like this is a reading for somebody who's stepping into their creativity or recognizing that they are needing to shine their light a little bit brighter. Okay, some of you have been holding it down or not really stepping into your light enough. I feel like that's because we have had Saturn in retrograde, which is going direct very soon. We've had a lot of retrograde energy, obviously, over the past few months. There can be a lot of feeling like things weren't moving or things haven't been going your way. If you're feeling like that, I feel like that's what's ending. 10 of Swords. We're done with this review, reconsider, right? We're kind of done with that energy. There is a freshness with this Fool coming in, the 7 of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups. Very beautiful connection energy. The 2 of Pentacles, I think you get to make a choice. Do I want to move forward? Or do I want to hang on in this confusing, it's like in a cul-de-sac energy. Okay, that's what it feels like to me, this 2 of Pentacles. I'm moving, but I'm not making any progress. And if you have felt that, I feel like that's what's coming to an end. Progress is coming in. And the Knight of Pentacles here, when Saturn goes direct, And we have been doing our work. We have been paying attention to what we need to take care of ourselves. We have been learning new things. We've been reviewing our relationships or what seems like it's not working. And we're looking at it with different eyes. I like the gifty that Saturn is leaving, of a feeling of lightheartedness, a feeling of moving forward with the Two of Cups. The Seven of Wands is a little bit of out of our comfort zone, right? 7, 7, 7. We have 3 sevens here. Out of our comfort zone. Are we going to feel a little paranoid? Are we going to feel a little bit like, uh-oh, I have to get back into doing the hard labor that I have been doing over the past few months? I can't just step into something that's light and fun. I can't. Why can't I? Why can't I? And I think that's where we are this week, where we're really considering. The Knight of Pentacles in this deck, I like this because she's writing in a journal, and you know me and my journaling. She's writing in a journal of like her own life and kind of looking back on the things that she's been learning, looking back at the opportunities that have been blocked or have been because of being in this cul-de-sac energy. I almost feel like there's some fresh new people, fresh new opportunities, fresh new projects, or, you know, something that's exciting, something that is out of our daily round. I keep getting this round feeling, right? Like I keep going around and around and I'm not getting anywhere. I almost feel like for some of us, it's because we have so many choices. Sometimes it's really hard to make a choice when you have a lot of options. Last year, when I bought my house, for the previous few years, I'm going to say all the way back to 2016, when I started to work on this channel and I started to open things up and I started to create my own path and recognizing that I had the power to do so, which was very strong. I definitely feel this Queen of Wands energy here. Like, look at how powerful I am. I didn't think I was this powerful. But when you do that and you create something that isn't really anchored in a place, right? YouTube's not anchored in a place. We are not anchored in a physical location. I've spent every morning with you guys for the past few years, and we've probably never been in the same building together. But when that happens, it can be very challenging as to, well, if the old thing was kind of like unmoored from a physical reality, right? If the old way of being was, I'm living much more in my head or in my fantasy life, or I'm living much more separating the 3D everyday life from my 5D experience. If I'm doing those kinds of things, what's now happening is, okay, so where's the new path? If the old path or the old way or the last few years, the situation has been kind of stateless or kind of unmoored from a 3D experience, then how do I anchor the new thing in 3D? Because we do have physical representations of ourselves, our bodies, right? We do have a 3D life. And if you have really spent, like I have, a few years in that 5D manifesting work or, you know, dealing with Akashic records, dealing with your spiritual guides, spending a lot of time with archangels, spending a lot of time in that spiritual world, then what's ending here is those two things being separate. What's happening now is they're coming together. 7 of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. We're now going to anchor this spiritual experience that we've had, dealing with energy, dealing with all of our lessons and our opening to our intuitive gifts and things like that. Now we're going to anchor this new path in a, I'm not going to say traditional, although the Knight of Pentacles is very traditional. We're going to anchor it in a 3D expression that brings balance to our life. It's almost like we're done with the things that are out of balance. Even spiritual, right? You can, spiritual bypassing or spending too much time in the 5D can make you feel like you're not really here, right? You can feel a little bit unmoored. And so now we are at this new anchor point, this choice point. You are at the divine Y point. And what we're doing is we're integrating. Now we're going to integrate all these things. We're going to integrate the spiritual learning we've had. We're going to integrate the physical learning we've had. We've had a couple of years where physical separation, everybody being on the internet, right? Everybody living out in that 5D land. And we're going to work on now integrating these two things. I'm going to clarify for you a couple of things here. I'm going to clarify the Ten of Swords. I feel like that separation is what's ending. Queen of Cups, Knight of Wands, Ace of Cups, absolutely. Hierophant, Taurus energy. I haven't really talked too much about Taurus North Node recently. We are still in that Taurus North Node energy where we're choosing based on our values. And I feel like some of us are reeling back in from our living in a 5D expression, our awareness of our own gifts, our building our gifts, our embracing of our gifts. And now I feel like we're allowing people to come back to our lives, or allowing people to come into our lives where we might not have in the past. We might have been a little bit less interested in that, certainly during the 2 years or the year and a half of separation or lockdown or whatever you want to call it. The Venus energy that's coming in, the Venus Cazimi, all right, or the Venus Star Point, however you want to look at it, October 22nd, very beautiful heart-centered opening. Take a look at that video from last night if you want to check more of that out. Mars going retrograde at the end of this month really says to me that we are in much more of a feminine energy. And I do see this Taurus energy of the North Node of now I'm choosing what I want in my life in a physical way. So I've been choosing through my spiritual work what I want and how I live my life through my spiritual lens. Now, what does that look like anchored in my life? How can I bring these two worlds together more? How can I do that for myself? All right, so that's what we're working on here. I will pull some cards for Taurus and for Sag. Taurus and Sag. Taurus and the fire signs with that Queen of Wands. Okay, so Taurus, fire signs, especially Sag, and I do see water signs here, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio too. So a little bit of extra information for those signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, even if they're not your signs, but this is your reading, then come on along with me. There's a link below if you'd like to continue on with me. If you're part of Pathfinders, we're just going to keep going. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.